Good evening. So this is the reed that I roughed out last night that had sort of some interesting blend issues going on. And so I literally just soaked it up. And when I left it yesterday, it was crowing a pretty tight C double crow. And now what I'm going to try to problem solve is the fact that the tip crow is sharp. And as I blow harder, the rest of the crow pulls it flat. And that sounds like this. So it pulls it from a C sharp down to a B. And I'm pretty sure it's because I have this sort of weird asymmetry happening in the blend. So I'm going to address that. It also doesn't sound real great. It's pretty bright, as one would expect. And wants to sag up in that second octave. So let's see what I discover. I'm going to mess around with that blend area and see what develops. So here we are at sort of like the midway point, and I've gotten them now more to the same pitch. They're flat, but at least it's an octave. So and no matter how hard I play or blow, it's staying stable, which is good. The response is fine. It's a little stiff and non-responsive down there, but I'm writing about 30 cents flat. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to work the back because I've still got quite a bit of bulk back there. And I think that's going to kind of let the low notes drop in. I'm hoping it will make the sound a little darker and bring the overall pitch up. Because when you take cane out of the back, it tends to usually close the tip up a little bit and raise the pitch. Otherwise, I'll clip it. Okay? Okay, so I took more out of the back. And here's where we get, I haven't clipped it. Just taking cane, and I really kind of focused on the bottom of the back because I left that pretty thick. So now I brought it up significantly. What I don't like about that crow, however, is that the harder I push, it kind of, the low crow is kind of like wavering a little bit. It's not like, it's not balanced, as we say, or as I say. And the low notes are better. It still feels a little bit bright and thin to me. As I'm going down the scale, I feel like I have to push a little bit more than I want to with my ear and my tongue. So I need to get a more solid lower octave in this crow. I mean, I'm hearing, I don't know if it's coming through on the mic, but I'm hearing mostly highs and a low crow that's kind of like there, but not there, there, but not there. Now, this is the one where on the blend area, I had put in sort of more of a severe slope, and I've been slowly kind of tweaking it a little bit. I think what I'm going to end up doing is smoothing it out just a little bit to see if that doesn't release the lows that I'm looking for. So I think this is as close as I'm going to get with this reed. Here's where the crow is sitting now. It's still on the flat side of a C, but remember that's where I prefer my crows to be, just a little bit flat. I mean, it just, just wish it were more like solid. Still not getting as much there, but just a hair down without any embouchure adjustment, which means under normal playing conditions, it's probably fine. So I'll take some pictures and post them. You'll be able to tell I took a lot more out of the back, and messing with the heart has been, or not the heart, sorry, the blend area has been very interesting. What ultimately I was trying to correct was the fact that I had different plateaus going, like different slopes between the tip and the heart on each side of the tip. So even like left to right was not exactly the same slope. So I was really messing around with adjusting that as much as I could to be symmetrical. And once I started to do that sort of bitonal crow that I started with, where the tip crow was really sharp, and then as I blew harder, the low crow kind of pulled it down. Once I sort of evened all of that out, that went away. So that was interesting. But I think all the other scraping was done in reaction to the fact I had taken a lot out of the blend area. This is probably going to be what I call a flash in the pan read. It'll sound good for maybe a practice session or two, and then it'll be like done. But very interesting. So I'll take some pics and see what you think. Have a good night, everybody.